Trae nai nai con la vida, vida de la baila, cura con la guaira, limpia limpia taita, vibrando con la hualca.
Hello guys, we are live and today we're joined by Austin, coming live from Cali. Austin was was a visitor at our November's ayahuasca retreat, and we want to talk about. He messaged me a couple days ago, sent me a photo of his legs. Nothing sexual. Basically, he has he had a pretty bad case of psoriasis, and it seems to be clearing up just nicely. So I decided to go on a call with him. That might be interesting for those of you with psoriasis and other skin issues, and talk about his healing experience with ayahuasca, and maybe try going to the subjects of where it might be coming from and why ayahuasca might be helping. So Austin, welcome to ayahuasca podcast. How are you doing today?
Hello, Sam. Yep. I'm doing great. I'm volunteering at this hostel in Cali, and I just got off shift, and the sun is half shining in the clouds, so yeah, it's a beautiful day. Got no complaints.
Nice. That sounds like you're living a good life. Austin, so
Yeah.
what brought you to ayahuasca in the first place? And how are you feeling now after doing it? It was about, what, 3 weeks ago?
Yep, almost 3 weeks ago. And so what first brought me to ayahuasca was I've been struggling with psoriasis, which is an autoimmune disease. It's, for an example, I'm not too sure you can see this little red dot on my forearm here, but if you can search it up to look at more extreme case photos. But yeah, for the past year, I've been struggling with this, and I've cleared it out once, and through just like straight eating. I got a blood test in Canada, and I was sensitive to a bunch of foods, just imbalance with bacteria in my belly, over years of abuse of alcohol, and just not eating the best foods, and just not treating my body with as much respect as I should have. And yeah, so what brought me to what comes down to like Western medicine, just alternative routes, and I'm always into like just body health and wellness, and the natural way is always typically the best way. And I've done psychedelics before, like mushrooms and LSD, and ayahuasca is something I never tried, and just see the healing properties and how you can heal your mind and your body, and just like some people's breakthrough experiences and realizations about oneself, and just coming to I had no idea if it would work, just a new experience. And yeah, so that's what brought me to Sam's retreat. And yeah, after, I can say it is so profoundly amazing, just what I experienced, not within myself, but the others, and within my mind. Just consciously, I feel awake, and with my autoimmune disease, acceptance of what is. And the thing is, you're beautiful on the inside, and even though your skin's not perfectly clear, it is totally okay. And no one's perfect, and my skin is actually clearing out at a really amazing rate. And then some of my gut bacteria is like off, so I'm taking probiotics and eating really healthy, and just getting my body back up to shape. And pretty much at this state, I can show you my skin at the moment. So it used to be red as a tomato before coming to Sam's retreat. How do I switch the camera here? So if it looks here, kind of, it's still there, of course, but on my leg. But yeah, it takes the skin's regeneration process takes 30 days to fully heal from the bottom. Might take a little bit more than that, just considering with inflammation within my body. But it's been an amazing process, just feeling at peace with myself, and not I wouldn't say sometimes I was depressed or feeling down, not in the highest hopes. But yeah, for anyone out there with not even just psoriasis, any autoimmune disease, or just any mental battles that someone's struggling with, it is so immensely beneficial. I couldn't recommend this to enough people. I'm 22 years old. I was the youngest person at this retreat. And yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean how old you are. Everyone goes through their own things at certain times in their life. And yeah, this medicine is truly beautiful. It's hard hardest week of my life, but also the best week of my life at the same time. Working out so many things. I called my parents, my brother, people like good friends, just told them I appreciate for what they've done in my life, and I hope everything's well. It wasn't like I just called them up and been like, I just did ayahuasca, I love you. It was like I just appreciating for who they are, and yeah, just I don't know, just wanting to establish more of a connection with especially my parents, and just told my dad, saying for any like disagreements we've had in the past that have kind of like kindled the fire, put a little bit of added some extra wood to it when I could have just put it out with a glass of water. That's just yeah, just saying I love you and I appreciate what you've done for me, and I just hope everything's well, because I'm in Colombia and I'm not too sure when I'll next see my parents, because I'm planning to travel for quite some months. And yeah, I just such a profound experience, and with the mind and body, like how it's correlated, it can reduce inflammation in your body. It wasn't a cure at the moment, like it's not just like to drink this and it's like good to go, but the process of healing, it is immensely, I believe within the month, I'll be like, my skin will be fully clear, and yeah, just letting my body heal and get the bacterias back up to normal levels, just from all the years of just my past, just being able to drink a whole bottle of tequila in a night. That is not the healthiest lifestyle, staying up to 4 a.m. And yeah, for other things I have to say, it's just it changed my life pretty much in such an amazing way, and I just feel at peace with myself and people around me. And not just about like my autoimmune disease, but just the whole life analysis and just old habits. I haven't smoked a cigarette in 2 months, 2 weeks, since after the retreat. And my mind is programmed. I feel like I get nauseous when I smell cigarette smoke, which is not good for anything. And yeah, I'm not really, yeah, pretty much, yeah, that's all I have to say at the current moment with ideas. So, yeah.
Cool, Austin. Let me unmute my microphone for a second. It started raining here. It rains like crazy. I might be able to show you guys.
All good. It is Colombia. Totally. Oh my, oh my.
So I just muted the microphone to avoid any extra noise. So yeah, it's pretty obvious that your condition is much better, because I remember you when you came to the retreat, all of those things on your legs, they were like red and sort of fluffy, and it's good to see them disappearing and your skin healing. Yeah. So the question I have for 100%. You is like, in your opinion, what do you like? How do you think ayahuasca helped you? Is that just purely the emotional side, or is it just the part that you're purging and sort of releasing toxins, or maybe it's something energetic? Like, in your opinion, or at least like from your perspective, what you're feeling, what would you reckon is the healing mechanism?
I would say it was a mixture of both, physical and mental. I would say more so mental, with inducing inflammation, because say if I would eat certain foods and I would think that it would inflame my skin, that thing in my mind I would kind of beat myself up mentally over that sake of just eating certain things that I knew necessarily could potentially make my skin worse. Even if it was just a bite of cake, like one bite of a cake, one bite is one bite. Having a whole slice is a whole slice, or even a whole cake, even larger quantity. But one bite typically would not be something. I didn't have allergies, just sensitivities, which just induce inflammation. So within food, definitely, I don't think if anything's going to make my skin worse. I feel at peace and just not aggravated. Like the inflammation that has been calmed down in my body just from my mind, just being at peace, has been amazing. That would say it's the most beneficial aspect of like reduction in inflammation within my body, within the healing process. that's the 100% like the best thing I got out of this experience. It's just being at peace with my mind and not just like being in like a bad headspace. Just be like just looking at my skin, being like, come on, why does it got to be like this? Like, just for an example. But for like the physical aspect, when it's like cleansing, I haven't thrown up so much in my life ever before before doing ayahuasca. So I believe I've gotten a lot of bad bacteria out of my body. Just kind of like I felt like I was like clean and like a fresh start from after the ceremony. And yeah, it was. I just felt fresh, and it's just like it was just like a fresh start. Like I just press start on my life, and just time to make a lot more positive life decisions and just exercising. I've been going to the gym, skateboarding, playing basketball, doing things I love. And yeah, just doing the things I love and just positive, beneficial. I mess these words up. Give me time. But yeah, I don't think it was necessarily for like the yes, it cleanses you. It can cleanse like antiparasitic, but when it comes down to rebuilding the gut biome, it's not an instant cure. I don't believe, in my personal opinion, but with mental stress, I don't believe I have any of that anymore. I've come to peace with myself, and it's just acceptance of what is, and things will. It's not temporary. It's only temporary. And with time, if you've been damaging yourself for the past 8 years with alcohol or drugs or anything, it's not going to take 1 week to heal this damage that you've done to yourself. It's going to take a lot more time, and just accepting of what is and being at peace with myself, and just happy for life. What can I say? Not being like feeling like my body's turning against me. Yeah, or not even just, it's not being scared to go outside because I didn't want people to see my skin. Not self-conscious of wearing shorts. I'm wearing shorts right now. I really don't care if someone looks at my legs and sees they're red, or like a little bit red now, I guess. So it doesn't really bother me too much at all. It's just I am who I am, and myself is myself. And your outward exoskeleton, your skin, is the first thing people see. Doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad person or you're like not nice, because I just like hanging out with people and just enjoying experiences. And yeah, it's been a hard year, but I feel like it's in the past. All this like mental agony and stress, and yeah, coming to terms and accepting and just taking time for myself for once, instead of going out and partying, which is fun in the short term, but damaging in the long run. And yeah, what is it? Pretty much that's all I have to say on that question.
Well, thank you for your analysis of that. It's interesting how you mentioned the stuff about the food, and for a couple of years I was also really struggling with my gut, and I was really obsessed with different diets and elimination diets specifically. And I noticed that you might eat perfectly well, like better than you ever ate before, but because you're so obsessed with the foods, because you're so worried about it, you just eat one cheat meal and immediately start getting bad symptoms and stuff like that. And it seems that the mental aspect of it is so much more powerful than just the physical aspect, and that's really closely ties in with ayahuasca and the way it works on you, right? Because ayahuasca addresses that, the mental underlying causes, and it's sort of, when shaman works on you, right, he kind of like rebalances your body energetically, and then it kind of regains the ability to heal itself and become a little bit more sort of strong, basically. Not like you get a gust of wind and you immediately get sick. When your body is balanced and it has access to all its healing capabilities, it's like nothing nothing can touch you. You become sort of much more resilient, I think is the right word. And I think that this sort of relief from the symptoms you got, I think it might also work on other people with autoimmune conditions, because when your body attacks itself, you really need to sort of talk to your brain about it. Like, come on, we should stop doing that. Stop attacking ourselves. And it's like, why,
Yeah.
if you logically think about it, like, why would your body attack itself, right? It seems like something emotional, maybe like lack of self-love or something like that. I really have no explanation or no theory. It's just interesting to analyze cases like yours. We had some examples of
Yeah.
people with other autoimmune diseases like chronic pain conditions that were relieved after only one ayahuasca retreat, and so far don't seem to be coming back. And it's just begs the question: what is the mechanism of it? Why does it work? And it seems to be working especially well for things like this that seem to have somewhat of an emotional core. I know you said you're totally okay, and you think your situation is not caused by some emotion or some trauma, and it's just your behavior. But may I ask,
Yeah.
you said 8 years of drinking and sort of reckless living, like what is that caused by? And if maybe there we can dig deeper and find an emotional or trauma-based core. What happened 8 years ago?
8 years ago, let me see. So it would have been, actually, it may not be 8 years ago. So I started drinking at 15 years old. So 7 years ago. Okay, 1 year difference.
Okay, so what happened 7
so
years
no,
ago?
7 years ago, I discovered alcohol. It's a great dopamine boost, and it's a good time with used in respect. But definitely, I would say I grew up in the big city of Vancouver, close to Canada, and yeah, what is it? I just enjoyed getting intoxicated. What can I say? I'm not too sure. I had some people in my family that were alcoholics, and I just like getting drunk as well. Hookups typically happen when I would drink. Just more confidence within myself. What I have in myself now without alcohol is a lot greater, I find. Just confidence within myself and just like being. I feel like alcohol is just like, it just numbs everything. And definitely hanging out with some people that weren't necessarily great, toxic people, and getting really intoxicated around them. Just what I would think of as friends at the time, just to enjoy my time a lot more. That was say like emotional trauma. That was definitely something I would say that wasn't like, nothing was perfect, of course, in my life. I played sports, played lacrosse for 13 years. I smoked a lot of weed as well. Hit the vaping, nicotine, as well, a lot of that, and which is not good
So
for the gut biome.
let's analyze the drinking part, right? You said that made you feel more confident. You said it made you feel more sort of joyful, and you said it numbed something. But what was it numbing, right? The question is, was there maybe some
What was
emotional pain you
alcohol?
were running away from?
Emotional pain. When it comes down to numbing of anything, it just, when I say it numbs any anxiety or fear of anything, rejection, going up to late girls I didn't know. Now I would just say hello, and if the conversation goes somewhere. If it doesn't, it's all right. That doesn't mean they're not a great person, or I'm just not for them. It's just we're different people. You cannot connect with everyone in the world. And definitely I would say social anxiety a little bit. And yeah, from growing up in the city and just being around technology, being in a younger generation, growing up around cell phones and everything like that. That was when I say for numbing, that's the one thing I could think of off the top of my mind. I'm an honest person. I'm being open right now. I don't think that that's the only thing. And just like, I really enjoyed being intoxicated as well. I'm not too sure if I was like thinking of escaping, but I just enjoyed the feeling of it's a dopamine boost. Makes you feel good. That's why alcohol is one of the most popular drugs in the world, consumed by millions, if not billions of people.
Billions for sure.
And
Billions.
yeah, there are billions. Yeah.
So
If it
well,
had,
so I'm glad you found better ways to manage your social anxiety than alcohol, something less destructive. And it's good. It's great seeing you, slowly fixing your problems both physically and mentally. And it's we'll check up on you later to see if you're still doing well. And if your ailment ever comes back, you're always welcome back and to the retreat, and we'll fix you up.
totally.
Cool, Austin. Any
Do
parting
some,
words?
if you ever need any parting words, honestly, just acceptance of who you are and your body and yourself. And what is it? If you have an autoimmune disease or any sort of depression or anything that's bothering you in your life, ayahuasca will basically can show you the answers and mitigate, eradicate any stress and just acceptance of what is. And through a healing process, everyone's healing is different. Depends on the underlying condition of what is caused. And what you said about having a cheat meal here and there, even though if you eat great, like you say, if you eat so strict for a week and then you have a cheat meal and you think you're like on the mental burden upon yourself, that's going to cause a lot more damage in the long run or in general than the actual just having like a slice of cake, for an example. If you've been doing all these positive things in your life and not having that mental burden anymore, even if I just have
guilt.
No guilt whatsoever, which is beautiful. And I can't advocate this experience for enough for anyone in the healing process of their life. And just discovering and just being at peace with oneself and being.
Yeah, thank you, Austin. It's about sort of disconnecting eating from emotions. Eating is eating, emotions are emotions, and we seem to blend them all together, and it creates a lot of problems. And ayahuasca is a nice sort of reset for your brain whenever you're dealing with anything that might be caused by anything emotional. Austin, thank you for coming in for this short episode and telling us about your healing process. And I'll talk to you sometime soon. Cheers.
Sounds good. Ciao, Sam.
Nai, nai, nai con la vida, vida de la baila, cura con la guaira, limpia, limpia, taita, vibra.